Okay, so this is a video before I start all of today's videos to explain that this channel is me expressing my autism more. There will be no actual subject matter of my videos. I will talk about wrestling, I'll talk about comics. Occasionally, when I get really annoyed, I'll talk about world events, but I will talk about all of this from an autistic perspective and will try to enlighten people, as I would like to call it. However, today's videos, well, actually, that's not even true. The next videos I'm about to record are going to be my previous week in comics. I just finished them all, and I'm going to do a review. Now, before I actually do that review, I wanted to let you all know that how comics have worked for me, have been working for me, and etc. I'm going to give you a little history of comics with me. Okay, if you know me, you know that I'm pretty poor. And I actually have been reading comics off and on since I was a little child. Now, in my adult life, I didn't buy many comics because I was too busy spending all my money on relationships, drugs, and other things like that. However, after my previous relationship, my ex, one day I was fighting with her sister, and it didn't go well. Me and her sister would not drop it. Nobody would see each other's side, and it was decided by my girlfriend and possibly her brother-in-law. I don't know what happened because I was too busy fighting with the sister, that we needed to be separated to give us time to breathe and talk about things later. So my ex took me to a comic book store in the area because I had just moved there, and she wanted to show me that she found a comic book store. And when we got there, she let me buy a couple comics, and that started me on the journey I am on right now. And it was, it started out, oh, you can get 2 comics, and then it was, oh, you can get 5 comics. And then before you knew it, it was you can get 20 comics. And this was 20 comics once every 3 months. So don't think this was a lot of comics or anything. Nothing like it is today. And, I started collecting more and more as we dated, and then we broke up, and I really started collecting more and more, and I was spending about $200 on comics a month. And then I started working again, and now working is strictly to buy more comics. Like, my boss even knows that. Everybody knows that. That's the whole reason I work right now. Yes, I'm working because I wanted to help my friend with COVID because nobody wanted to frickin' work. But now it has gotten to the point where I like the amount of comics I buy. I actually spend about $500 a month on comics, sometimes more, sometimes less, very rarely less, but sometimes less. And I actually love it. And honestly, this is the part I really wanted to express. For a while now, I was getting comics just for support. I would be like, oh, here's a Poison Ivy comic. Obviously, okay, I might be wrong. I haven't done my research. But Poison Ivy should be written by a woman. So obviously, this is going to probably be a team of women. And we need to show more love to women in the comic industry, so I've gotten every issue so far. I read this issue or that issue, but I didn't read every issue. because I'm not a huge Poison Ivy fan. I like Poison Ivy with Harley Quinn, but Poison Ivy on her own, I'm not a plant person, okay? I don't like plants. I'm sorry, I don't like plants. So no, I'm not a big Poison Ivy fan, but I wanted to support the creators of this comic because they work really hard, the art is nice, and I wanted to give them support so that they could keep their careers going, because the comic industry is really that effed up, okay? It's effed up. I'm trying to use appropriate language. Please excuse me while I try to use appropriate language. But yeah, I would buy comics just to support. And then, let me see if I can find it real quick. Sorry about my teeth. I was a horrible child. I think it was this. Yes, there it is. Then there was a hashtag, comics broke me. And I looked at this hashtag, and it was back and forth. Okay, some people were making fun of the people doing the hashtag. Some people were supporting doing the hashtag. But none of it told me what the hashtag was actually about. And then I found out that the hashtag is about the creators of these comics having such a rough job because the comic industry doesn't care. They're just trying to make money, which is a whole different topic I'll get to eventually. That's a whole nother video. And I decided with that hashtag that I need to step my game up. And if I'm going to start this YouTube channel where I autistically express things, then I might as well, if I'm picking up the damn comic, I might as well read it. Now, this past week, there were 2 comics I didn't read, and I'll be honest, okay? One of them was a symbiote comic. I'm not going to tell you what it was, but there was a symbiote comic. And right now in Marvel, every other story is a symbiote comic. Every story is a symbiote comic. Captain America has to fight Red Skull, but guess what? Captain America's shield now has a symbiote. That's how Marvel works these days. I love symbiotes. Don't get me wrong. I love them. They are probably one of my favorite things in Marvel. But, oh my god, it's like Batman at this point. There's so many symbiotes. And by that comment, I mean I normally buy about 6 DC comics a week. And all of them are Batman related, okay? That's how DC is. DC likes to steal from me. So what they do is they release about 87 Batman comics in a week. I swear to God, I'm waiting for them to release, here's Bruce Wayne's childhood comic, before the parents were shot. And yes, I would probably still pick that comic up just to have it. But if I'm going, I need to start reading all my comics. I can't just be supporting them. I gotta read them and I gotta review them. I've never been a reviewer. I've never put my opinion online because I'm a firm believer in it's my opinion. That's all that matters to me. I don't care about everybody else's opinion because, honestly, go online and look at people's opinion on comics. Look at people's opinion on comic book movies, okay? The comic book fandom is one of the most hateful, toxic environments there is. I know we don't like to admit this, but if anything doesn't go exactly how we like, we will send death threats, and that's not cool. You can't be sending death threats to people just because you don't like how a comic goes. So no, I haven't put my opinion on here because I don't want to get death threats just because I say I am Batman. I don't want this bullshit, okay? Sorry about the language right there. I will work on that. this will be age restricted, so I won't be monetized for it, but I will be able to, but I will work on the language because I want to, you know, if this can go somewhere, I do one day want it to be monetized. But, so I am going to start doing this differently, and I'm going to read all my comics, review them, and actually give the creators credit. This is going to take a lot of research for me, so it's going to take some time to do. But that's the plan as of right now. That's what's going to go down. That's how things are going to go. Let's get that going. But I have a few videos planned today, because like I said, I just read all my comics. I've got Marvel, DC, and Independent all ready to go. I've got little reviews going for them that I've written up myself. They are very little reviews with just enough detail. Most of my reviews are, it's a good start. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of these comics, okay, not a lot of them, about half of them. That's still quite a bit for how many there are. I have not read before. Or if I have, I've read like an issue here or there. So a lot of the reviews I have written down are, it's a good start, or things like that. Now, I will give better reviews in the video. I will, you know, tell you moments that I enjoyed from each issue and things like that. But for the first couple recordings of Knuckles Autistic Reviews, that's what it's going to be. I'm going to tell you if I think a comic's good. I'm going to tell you if I think it has issues. I'm going to tell you this and that. I'm going to tell you my entire opinion, but I will not tell you whether or not it's a good read. Like, I will not recommend this comic to anyone because I don't know. When I'd say about, I'm going to say episode 4 of doing comic reviews, that's when I'll start being like, okay, this comic is going here. I think if you like this, you'll enjoy it. Otherwise, you know, for now, we're just going to keep it basic. But I want to give creators the chance for me to express myself to them so that they know that, because honestly, I read like, I don't know, I'm going to guess at least 20 comics. And I did not have an issue. Okay, I had issues, but not with the actual comic per se, but with the medium as a whole. And we'll get to that when the time comes. But yes, please enjoy. I hope you guys will enjoy these videos. I hope you'll stick around for them all. And let's get things going. I'll see you next video.